feels so different. I don't even know how to talk to the camera anymore. Like, where do I even look? Here? Here? I think here. Yeah, I think here. What's up, folks? It's your girl Mary here in Japan, and thank you so much for coming back to my video. I know it's been a hot while since I've been around, but I missed you guys so much, and I was so happy to still be getting, you know, messages and questions and comments here and there that I always try my best to reply to. So thank you so much for still sticking around, and I'm back. And what a year to be back. 2020. I think everybody can take a collective sigh at how ridiculous, how crazy, and how just stupid 2020 has been. Even here in Japan, like we felt it. Like it was a worldwide disaster, and definitely Japan also felt it. Today's video, I really just wanted to come on and kind of talk with y'all in terms of like, what did we learn from 2020? Because with how crazy this year was, if we did not learn anything, then what was the point of going through this crazy year? So I personally think that there was at least, you know, 3 to 4 gems that we definitely learned in 2020 that we should take forward throughout our life and instill it in our future children, or at least remember it when we're telling the story of 2020. So of course, starting off, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button, and already comment down below what you think you learned in 2020, and let's get right on into it. The number one point that I think everybody learned in 2020 is that nothing in life is guaranteed. Nothing. Particularly your job, particularly your career. It was such a crazy year. I think it, like January, February, people were just chilling, having fun, everything was still normal, plans were going as normal, and then it started to begin like early March. I don't know for everybody else, but even in February, I had already started to hear about the virus, you know, kind of going on in certain parts of the world. But even being in Asia, I never really thought it would ever either come to Japan, or it would at least have the effect in Japan. So even in late February, I was still like, oh yeah, it's fine to go to work. Oh yeah, you know, I still want to do this trip in March, or you know, go to Korea in April or something like that. Y'all, we know that did not happen. We know that did not happen. And I am just so grateful that at least, you know, regardless of what happened, there was literally a market crash. I think it was like, I want to say it was late March, maybe like March 20 or something like that. The stocks went down almost 40%. Millions of people lost their jobs. I know in America, over 20 million people have lost their jobs since I think the April time until like September or something like that. Of course, now slowly it's coming back, but it's still such a devastating thing to know that your own job is not secure. Even in Canada too, I think our highest unemployment rate ever happened being 14%. Usually the average is not even above, it doesn't, like 5% is like, oh, that's high unemployment. To think it more than almost tripled to 14% is ridiculous. Here in Japan, I would say it wasn't it was, I think the people who felt it the most, the service that felt it the most, was people in the travel industry. I have friends who are flight attendants who, you know, were hitting me up to get advice in terms of looking for new jobs. People in the restaurant industry, people in the, you know, entertainment, clubbing, you know, events type of industry. They had to just stop what they were doing. But I am just very grateful that Japan did do, I know that everybody say they did a great job, especially the beginning, where it was like, why aren't we doing anything? Why aren't we ever actually doing a lockdown? Because we actually never went to a proper lockdown. We just had a suggested lockdown where the governor of Tokyo, for example, was telling us, please stay at home for like the next 2-3 weeks. Please don't go out, all things like that. So that actually lasted 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. And I think the biggest time it was happening was probably in April. Yeah, in April and May was the really big time where it's like, please don't go out, stay home. And the most they would do was they would, I think only for a couple of weeks, they would tell restaurants to like, okay, if you close, we'll give you a little money, or just, you know, close your shop a bit earlier, like close at 10 p.m. instead of closing at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something like that, just to reduce the amount of people who will be outside, especially at nighttime, you know, walking around and drunk and then just spreading the virus and things like that. So there was quite an effect. But overall, now that it's September, the date I'm filming this is September 4th, you almost wouldn't really notice it as much because people are thankfully back at work. Even we have domestic flights available, like you can still take domestic flights, things like that. So although there was an effect, it definitely was not on the level of, you know, some of the other countries like America or Italy or things like that. So we're very lucky in that regard. It's really secure in life. You know, your job is really not secure. Even I was scared. You know, I work in HR in the IT company, and even I was like, there was a period. There was a decent period. I was like, are they gonna fire us? I was like, oh my god, please don't let them fire us. Because we didn't know what's gonna happen. This type of situation has never happened before. So of course I was scared. I was like, oh my god. But thankfully, no. I was very lucky. I got to work from home, and I'm still working from home, likely even until next year, as most IT companies are doing. But I have friends who are already now back at work. So all that to say is that because nothing is ever secure, make sure to set yourself up right. Have an emergency fund. Have money in a savings account so that if shit hits the fan, you got a little money to tide you over. You know, as we saw, this situation lasted 3, 4, 5, 6 months. For some people, it's still going on. For some people, they're still out of a job. So it's so important to have money so that you can at least tide yourself over. Or if you need to make a, you know, emergency exit, like leave the country, you can do that. Also, even just having a side gig, you know, having some money coming from different places, it's so imperative that you don't just rely on just one source of income. It doesn't even have to be a side gig that brings like thousands of dollars. It could just be something that brings you a couple hundred, even $100 a month, just so that you know, okay, at least you can eat this month. So whatever you can do, just secure yourself. Second thing we learned from 2020 is that you must connect with the people you love. You know, we really, oh my god, this year it was just so sad to think that we lost millions of people. And also, of course, even with the recent death of stars like Chadwick Boseman, Kobe Bryant, and things like that. It's just, it really hones in that life is so short and so precious. And you, of course, you think, oh, I can call my mom tomorrow, or I can call my sisters, you know, next week or whatever. But no, call them now. Call them now. Tell them you love them. Just tell them how you are. You know, I know I'm the type that I don't call my mom as much as I probably should, as much as she probably wants me to. But at least I do try to update her so she always knows that I'm safe, I'm good, you know, nothing's wrong. And I call my sisters like very regularly, just to check on them. And as well, even my friends too. You know, being stuck at home for so long, I realize how important it is to really cultivate your friendship for the people you love. Not everybody is gonna be your friend. Not like, you may not have 100 friends to talk to, and that's fine. I don't think you need 100 friends to talk to, because that's weird. But maybe you just have a good 4, 5, 6 friends that you really love and you really appreciate, but maybe you were never the type to call them first, or you're never the type to message them and just ask how they're doing. Well, start doing that, because you know, we learned this year people's lives were just taken away in a moment's time, and some people never had the chance to say goodbye or to say what they really wanted to say to that person. So don't be like that. Don't feel shy, don't feel embarrassed to tell them how you feel. Make sure to cultivate the connections you have with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones, and take risks. If there's even somebody that you were crushing on, tell them that you're crushing on them, or at least, you know, to have the courage to start a conversation with them, because we learned this year that human relationship is so important, and there may not be a next time. Third point that hopefully we all learned this year is that our mental health is #1. It's, you know, that there was always a stigma around mental health for the longest time, and recently it has gotten much better, which I'm so happy to see. But I think this year, especially with just such a long time that we were pretty much in isolation, not talking to people, there was horrible news every single day. I don't know about you, but some days I wouldn't even want to, you know, do anything, or I wouldn't even feel like there was any point in doing anything, because the world was just in such a shitty place that your mental health deteriorates naturally. So, and it may be hard to think of, how can I improve my mental health? How can I keep myself either happy or at least in a content place where I don't feel like I'm suffering every day because of the weight of the world is on your shoulders? So during this year, I really noticed that even for my own mental health, there were days I struggled, and I tried my best to do like different exercises or strategies to keep myself mentally healthy. So either from exercising, I'm very happy I actually succeeded in doing like 11 weeks straight exercise program where every day I just try to do at least 30 minutes of exercising, or making even going back to the second point, making the effort to talk more with my friends, you know, video chatting them, texting them, just to check in on them and get that human interaction, because we're social creatures, and that really does boost your mental health if you have, you know, more of that human connection, and you know you're not necessarily feeling completely alone. Or even just doing small things like cleaning your room, you know, going outside for a walk to get that sunlight, because sunlight is so important. All these small things that, you know, you just have to try to incorporate into your daily life, so that you can just at least keep your mental health up there. Of course, if you are in even a more serious situation, either facing depression or other mental health issues, then going to a therapist, you know, actually seeking professional help. Nowadays there's so many amazing technology, you know, you can have online therapy and things like that. So that's definitely something that this year, hopefully more people realize that it's accessible to them, and it is not it's not bad to use them at all. It's definitely not bad at all to use them, or even just be honest with the people around you. It's so easy to have the default answer of, oh, how are you doing, Mary? Oh, I'm fine. Like, that's the automatic default answer, and I hate when people do that. So I made a conscious decision to always answer honestly. So the phrases I would use is that, oh, today, you know, it comes and goes, but I'm feeling a little bit better today. Or I'll even say, well, truthfully, I'm not in the best state today, but I am trying, and yeah, we'll just have to see how the day goes, or something like that. So just being honest, because I feel that faking it doesn't help. I know there's a phrase, fake it till you make it, but I don't think it helps with your mental health necessarily. So just be honest in regards to your mental health, and yeah, take it seriously. And finally, the last point that we've all learned from 2020 is that, I don't know how to say this, is that racism is real. No matter the country you are in, no matter your skin color, no matter the privileges or the class you may be in, racism is real. No matter whether you've experienced it or not, no matter whether you've actively done a racist act or not, racism is real. The Black Lives Matter movement really propelled that fact this year more than anything. Even here in Tokyo, we had a Black Lives Matter march, which of course I participated in. Hello, why wouldn't I? And it was just so inspiring to see everybody coming together for such an important cause, and agreeing that yes, Black Lives Matter. Because that's all it is. It's just agreeing, yes, Black Lives Matter. It's not that other lives don't matter, but it's simply that all lives cannot matter until Black lives also matter. So yeah, it was such a man, it was such a tough time. I think that was one of the hardest periods that definitely I've gone through this year, fighting with that notion that racism is still such a big part of the world, whether you are in America, whether you are in Japan, whether you're in Canada, whether you're in Korea, etc., etc., it still happens either overtly or covertly, which simply means either it's like very easy and plain to see, or you know, it's kind of under the radar, but it's still there. So we just have to do better. We just have to do better as humans. We just have to do better as people and take step by step to hopefully erase racism. I don't know if it can ever be fully erased, but I do know that by taking any small actions, as we have been, especially this year, and you know, countless organizations have been doing for many years, because it's not like BLM just started in 2020. No, I think it officially started like maybe back in 2014 or something like that. So it's been a long time coming, work that many people have been putting their effort into. But just seeing, as I said, seeing how people have come together for this cause, it really warms my heart and gives me a little bit of hope that we can at least eradicate the majority of racism in this world. So guys, that's it for me today. Oh, it's good to be back. That's it for me today. As always, if you like this video, hit that like button. Comment below which lesson resonated with you most that you've learned in 2020, and how you plan to either take that forward into going to 2021, which is only 3 months away. Oh wait, actually it's October, November, December. Yeah, it's only 4 months away. Which is only 4 months away. 2021, don't screw us over like 2020. And of course, share this video with anybody you know, with your family, your friends, and I'll see you soon. Bye.